Now let's see here. Guidelines. What is the guidelines here? Guidelines is like you have to start with your chapter 1. It should be introduction. Chapter 2, review of literature. 3, research methodology. Chapter 4, data reductions, presentations and analysis. Chapter 5, data interpretations, and 6 is summary and conclusions. Now what should we include in these things? You have to see. First of all, before introductions, what is the most important part of your research or your project report is to choose a topic. Okay, how you are going to choose the topic? I came across many students who are just coming to me and then said, "Ma'am, I want to do in international business." But in international business, what do you want to do? Because international business itself is a very big area. Okay, so what you want to do in international business? Someone said, I want to go for consumer preferences. So what consumer preferences you want to do? Whether consumer preferences related to the online shopping, the consumer preferences related to the Western dresses, the consumer preferences related to the certain kind of junk foods. Okay, so what preferences you want to study? You have to clearly mention in the topic that what you want to do. Okay, so similarly, I have written that first of all, like to choose a topic, how you are going to choose a topic, first of all, it should interest you because now you have to study a lot while writing the project report. Don't purchase it, guys. You are wasting your money and you are getting nothing. Only you are fetching 100 marks out of that. But if you are going to do it by yourself, you are going to learn a lot for your future. Okay, so don't purchase the project report or like project report or seminar presentation paper from outside. Okay, please try to choose, but try to do it by yourself. Okay, definitely it is going to take lots of time. You have to devote lots of, you have to study a lot, but you are going to learn a lot of things from here. Okay, so that's why I say please focus on this part. Now, how to choose a topic? As I said, it should always interest you. You have to choose a subject. Like if I'm talking about, you have economics, you have what can I say? International trade, you have international business, you have management, you have commerce, you have economics, you have IT, you have finance, banking, etc. So there are lots of topic, and out of this subject, first of all, you have to choose which subject you want to do something. Okay, so I've taken certain different topics from different subjects here. Like the topic is the impact of e-banking in Indian banking system. Okay, it is very simple. What we have to see, we have to see what is the impact of e-banking in the Indian banking system. If you people are from Nigeria, you people are from Afghanistan, you can choose your own country as well. Okay, it's not necessary that you are going to choose in India. What I have seen from my past students, like my past students has not only my students, other faculty students also I have seen, they have chosen even the PhD thesis. Okay, so what I have seen that the PhD thesis of the people are, they have mentioned that they have studied the whole study is from Greater Noida or Delhi NCR region. And when we go inside, we found that the study has already been done in Tamil Nadu, some areas of Tamil Nadu. Okay, so you should not do those things. You have to clearly mention when you are opening the topic, you have to clearly mention what kind of topic you have to write. Okay, because your topic is going to give you a brief idea about the whole project work. Okay, so here I have taken the example of the impact of e-banking in Indian banking system. Okay, okay, so what we are going to study here in this project report, we want to study the impact of e-banking in Indian banking system. The perception of consumer, or we can also write the consumer perceptions on online shopping, or we also call that the consumer perceptions on e-commerce. Okay, or related to some junk foods. So you are taking certain topics and just clearly specify the things that what you are going to do in your work. Again, the recent examples are the impact of online education on Indian students. So we have chosen one impact because it is very recent, and like you can take the COVID situation as well. And what is the impact of online education on Indian students? How much they are adaptable to it? So these topics are clearly showing that what you want to do. Is it clear, everyone, how to choose a topic? Is it clear?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
it's not that online banking, it's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
e-commerce, it's not like internationalization. Someone in the term paper, I've asked some students that just choose your topic. So he came up internationalizations of Baltic economies. Okay, so how, if you are not knowing what is Baltic economics, what are the Baltic nations, how you are going to study the export and import of that country? Okay, so if you want to go for something, so you should have a broad idea that what you want to do, and from that you have to delineate, means you have to delineate, means you have to specify the things which you want. Okay, so we have clearly specifying the things here, and the choosing a topic is very much important part. Okay. Okay, now the next part is like after choosing a topic, now we are moving to the introduction part. Okay, so what exactly is the introductions? Okay, so introduction is mainly when you are going to start the introduction part. First of all, we are going to specify the meaning or definition of the concept. Means we can start with the meaning and definition of the concept of your topic. Okay, so as I'm taking online educations, I have to briefly give the definitions or meaning of this online educations. If it is a job satisfaction, consumer satisfaction, working capital management, international trade, online banking, anything, whatever the topic you have chosen, you have to briefly either discuss or you have to briefly write the definitions of the concept. You have to begin with the definitions or meaning of the concept. Then, if the meaning and definition of the concept is not clearly given, you can go to the background of the study. Introduction can be the background of the study as well. Okay. The second important part within this introduction is rationale for choosing the topic. Means why you have choose this topic, because already lots of people. If I'm taking these three topics, lots of people, if you can copy and paste in the online, you can see that lots of people have already done research on these topics, right? So why you have chosen this topic? This is one of the biggest criteria. Okay, here lies the rationalizations of your topic. Means you are giving the problems that earlier previous previous studies has not covered this study. Therefore, I am choosing this topic. Okay, impact of banking, e-banking, and Indian banking system. Many people have done, but within this within this area, some people might not have done something. Okay, there is some lack is there. Okay, so which you are going to cover, you are going to fill that gap. There is a gap in the study which you are going to fill that gap, and therefore you are covering this one. Okay, so here, like, first of all, like either meaning and definition of the concept are there, or you are going to give the background of the study. Now let us take one simple example from my own work to show you. Yep. This is very new, so it is related with your. Okay, so the topic is related to a paradigm shift in the Indian education system during COVID-19. Okay, so it is clearly mentioned that we are going to see what is the paradigm shift in the Indian education system during this COVID-19. Okay, so after this abstract part, we are not, because abstract is not there in your case. What I have given a background of this study. Education is fundamental to attain full human potential, develop just and equitable society, and hence promotes nations over development. So we are giving a brief idea about that particular thing, because why we have chosen this one, we have taken the online educations, and there is a paradigm shift in the education system. Okay, so in this education system, we have taken from the traditional method to the online method. So we have given an idea about why education is important for the people, and why we have chosen, why this period has been taken as a paradigm shift in Indian education system. So this is one area which we have taken here. So this is You can say that this is the background of the study which I have given, and what is the rationale for choosing this topic, because there is a paradigm shift in the Indian education system. And earlier, like many people have done with online education, many people have done with traditional education system, but due to COVID-19 there is a paradigm shift. So many people have started analyzing what is the impact of online education on the Indian students. So we have taken this example. So this is the rationale for choosing my topic. Why I have taken this topic, just because it is the trend. Since last 2020, we have seen that online education has become a new education platform for the students. Okay, to save their years, to save like their studies. Okay, so that they can promote to the next semester and etc etc. And what is the impact on that? We are going to study there. So this is the rationale for choosing the topic, because that is a trendy topic. Or you can also choose any like other topics, but you have to identify what is the problem. This problem is what is the gap in the study. Okay, how you are going to do it, we will also see in the review of literature part. Now, the third important part of introduction is implementing strategy of the concept in your present study. If taken one simple example, let us see from the same part. Let us take here. You can see that NEP 2020 has been mentioned. Okay, either you can like many studies has been developed on the basis of the theoretical or uh, conceptual basis, right? Some theories are there. Now I have to. One of my friend was doing some research in J curve. Okay, J curve is an international curve. Okay, and she was emphasizing to see whether the J curve exists in South Asian nations or Asian nations. Okay, so she has found some theoretical, like she has proved that theory that J curve is really existed in the international scenario. Okay, so this is how you can test your some theories or some laws as well. But as I'm talking about that, we are not going to. This is it will be very big thing, so you cannot do that right now. But you can also implement certain strategy of the concept in your present study. Now, the after a deep introduction of your whole work, okay, now you have to move to the objectives of the study. Okay, now what do you understand by objectives of the study? What do you understand by objectives of the study? Khalid, you have done. Anjali, you have done. Can you please brief me what is the objective of your study? Without objectives, you cannot proceed further.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Khalid, you have done here. What is the objective of your study?
Should I read the objective of my study, or should I say why do we?
No, you
What
just
is
read.
the need
Just,
of objective?
yeah. What is first of all? What is the need of the objective, and what is your objectives of your study? Also, you just
Man,
consider.
the main reason behind why we are putting the objective or why we are doing that study is that why we are doing this study, because why is it necessary? Because suppose, for example, I'm doing it on COVID-19, right? The objective of the study of mine, while I'm doing it on COVID-19, why are we doing that on?
Khalid, can I open
Yes, I
your
have already sent it to you.
yes,
Yes,
sure.
you can, ma'am, you can.
Okay, so Khalid has already sent his project report somewhere. You have mailed me, I think so, right, Khalid?
Yeah, I mailed you, ma'am. Yes, I mailed you.
Just wait. Why I want to show Khalid's study, because he has also included certain objectives. Khalid. Khalid, what is your full name, dear?
Khalid Muhammad Khalid Hotak.
It is written Mansta Khalid is written.
No,
No, no,
that's not
no,
me.
it's not. Just wait.
Muhammad, Mohamad. Yes,
His side is it.
there it is. Project report work.
Okay, so
This one.
Khalid has included his study, so I'm just showing you people so that we can have a brief about this one. Review of literature, as I told you, it is not appropriate. So, yep, this is the objective of your study, right? So you can see that, Khalid, what is your topic? Analysis of customer perception towards online shopping, right? Khalid, is the voice audible? He has left the class.
Yes, ma'am, your voice was deeper.
Okay. I think Khalid has left the class right now. Okay, so guys, let us see here. His objective is, sorry, his work is on analysis of consumer perception towards online shopping, and he has mentioned this one. Now you can see here, he has briefly given the objectives. We don't need this much. We don't need this much. Okay, you have to only clearly specify that what is your objective, means what you want to do in your study. Objective of the study means what is the main aim of your study. Okay, what you want to do in your study, that is called a objective of the study. So here actually it has written that to find the factors that lead a website user to return to or recommend the website Flipkart. Once he has taken flipkart.com, okay, only one e-commerce portal, and now again the this objective is not appropriate. Okay, to find the factors that leads a website user to return to or recommend the website Flipkart. No. To discover the key factors that influence online buying behavior. This is okay. Now he has to discover the key factors. So we cannot use the discover because discover is a very big term. So we have to specify that we have to examine or we have to analyze the key factors that influence the online buying behavior of consumers in India, to identify who are the online shoppers in terms of demography, to understand the customer awareness of Flipkart.com. But one thing which he has not mentioned here is related to his topic, that is the consumer perception. Okay, so consumer perception is not given here. His main topic is analysis of consumer perception towards online shopping on, it's not on from flipkart.com. Okay, but he has not mentioned anywhere related to the consumer perceptions. Okay, so first of all, what you have to do, you have to identify what it is. It should all objective should always be uh, always be from your own topic. It should not be from anywhere. Okay, so consumer perception is missing. He has to add one more important part, that is what is the consumer perceptions towards online shopping. So he has to take certain indicators to measure the consumer perceptions. Okay, so how you can do that? Because it is, if you are new in this scenario, I'm just coming to this part objective I mentioned here. Now see here, from my own research papers, I have taken certain objectives from two of the research papers. One is how to frame the objectives of the study. First is, like if I'm talking about online education system, so I have written to analyze the impact of COVID-19 on India's education system. Now, first of all, because it was a paradigm shift in Indian education system, so we have analyzed the impact of COVID-19 on Indian education system. The second objectives would be to analyze the initiatives taken by the government to improvise the education system in India during this pandemic. Means what are the government initiatives which the government has taken to improve the education system in India during the pandemic. As you have seen that online classes has been started from last, I think so, May, June. Okay. Government has instructed us to take the online examinations. We have given certain other criteria to pass to promote the students. Okay, so there are different criteria which the government has taken for both higher education as well as for school educations. Next is to examine the advantages and disadvantages of virtual educations. Now we have also have to examine what are the advantages and disadvantages of this online education. So these are the three important objectives which I have chosen for my study. The second here is to another from FDI inflows. So I have written to study the trends of FDI inflows in India. So here either I am going to put to analyze or to study the trends. So trend analysis would be there in my study to analyze the FDI inflows in service sector with special reference to IT and IT enabled services. So I have taken only IT and IT enabled services and I have analyzed what is the FDI inflows in the service sector. Okay, next is to examine the impact of FDI inflows in India's service sector with special reference to this one. So these are certain area. Examine, when I put it this term examine, it means I'm empirically tested or investigated certain data. Okay, so therefore I've written it empirically examining. Objectives are clear, guys? Any doubts in these objectives?
Yes, ma'am. It's clear.
Okay, so this is how you have to frame the objectives, and based on these objectives, your whole paper will be based on these objectives. Your whole paper is been like structured. The structure of the paper will be based on your objectives. So if I'm taking example of the FDI, like the trend analysis. So now you can see, guys, this is a trend which I have shown here. Okay, and I have written the growth rate as well, and I have analyzed from this figure. So I have run a trend analysis and I have explained with the help of the figure. So this line graph is clearly shows the trend of FDI inflows in India. Okay, the second objectives which I shows that FDI inflows in service sector. So I have to analyze what is the FDI inflows in India's service sector, and especially with respect to IT and IT-enabled services. So I've described that how much FDI inflows was there in IT services and IT-enabled services. So these are the compositions of the structure. I've given one pie chart here. I have collected the data for 2019. You can also have a time series data. Okay, so we have explained this part. Again, the third objective is what is the impact of FDI inflows in service sector with special reference to IT and IT-enabled services. So I've mentioned what is the impact of FDI flows, whether the service sectors, IT and IT-enabled services has favorably increased or it has decreased. So I've again taken the data from different areas and analyzed those parts. Okay, so this is how you are going to, like, if you have collected the objectives, so on the basis of the objectives, you have to write your project report. Okay, clear? Clear, guys? Any doubts here?
It's
No,
clear.
ma'am.
Okay, now guys, let's see the next part is scope of the study. What does the scope of the study mean? Scope of the study means what is the period of study, which area you have covered, okay, what is your subject area, okay, how much samples you have chosen from which area. So you have to mention all those things, all these parameters in your scope of the study. So if I'm talking about a cross-sectional data, okay, how many types of data are there? How many types of data are there? Sushant Bashir?
Ma'am, primary, secondary.
Primary and secondary data.
Okay. Have you heard about the third type of data as well?
No, ma'am.
Guys, there are important is primary and secondary data is there, okay. But there is another type of data which is called a panel data or pooled data. Okay, panel data is including both the primary and secondary data. Sorry, there is two types of data collection method is there, that is primary data collection and secondary data collection method. Okay, there are two type of data collection method is there, but there are three types of data is there. One is cross sectional, the second is time series data, and the third is the panel data. Okay, so what do you understand by cross sectional data here? What do you understand by cross sectional data? Yes, Khalid? Why everyone else are silent here? Nancy? Shanu? Shehbaz?
Ma'am, cross-sectional data by observation, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. Yes, Shehbaz, you want to say something?
Primary data, secondary data included in.
No, there is two types of data collection method: primary data collection and secondary data collection. Okay, source of data is only two: primary and secondary. But when we are talking about the types of data, there are three types of data. Cross-sectional, time series, and panel data. Okay, so what is the cross-sectional data, Anjali? Okay, guys, let us see. Cross-sectional data means when the data which we have collected uh, is from a particular point of time. Okay, so if I'm talking about 2019-20, if I've collected a data from 2019-20, or if you're going for a primary survey, you are collected the data only for one period. Okay, so that is called a cross-sectional data when you have a more independent variables in one particular year. Okay, so that is called a cross-sectional data. Time series data means, what is the time series data? As I've taken this example here. So if I'm taking this example, right? So I'm taking the sector-wise compositions of IT market in India. So there are lots of hardware sectors are there, IT services are there, BPM services are there, software product and engineering services are there. If I'm taking all the people's, all the firms' data in a particular area in 2019, okay, so I call them as a cross-sectional data. In a particular period of time, if we are going to collect the data, okay, for a particular period of time, we call them as a cross-sectional data. But if we have more independent variables. Now, if I'm talking about this trend analysis, you can see this is included in a time series data because the time period has started from 2000 to 2001 to 2018-19. So this is it. FDI infos has been shown in a time series data. What is the cross-sectional data? Cross-sectional data means when, what is it? Panel data when we include both the time series as well as your cross-sectional data. So we called it as a panel data. Okay. So your work is not in panel data. It's good because it's lot of time will be taken there. Now we can come to this part here. Scope of the study already we have discussed, like in case of a period of the study, depends upon if there is a cross-sectional data, either you can take 2021 or 2020. Okay, so it is mainly applicable in case of a primary data, or if you are going to study or analyze something, the impact of something in particular year. Okay, so if I'm talking about the impact of COVID-19 on Indian economy in 2020-21. So I'm collecting the data of cross-sectional. Okay, time series data already we have discussed from 1990, or you can take from 1950 as well to 2020-21. So that is it called a time series data. So time series data are mainly the secondary data. Okay, next is functional area. Functional area, as we have already discussed, that HR, finance, marketing, what is your functional area? The second important part is if there is no functional area, you can take the boundary of your study. So boundary of your study is Delhi NCR region, or you are going to study in UP, you want to study in Ghaziabad, you want to study in Greater Noida, Faridabad, etc. Wherever you want to study, conduct your study in Afghanistan, some area in Afghanistan, so you are taking those areas. Okay, so but you have to always mention the scope of your study is limited to Afghanistan's this province. Okay, or you want to study, you are going to conduct your study in Greater Noida. So you are mentioning those areas which is going to define your boundary of your study, and it comes under your scope of the study. The volume of work carried out in the study. I'm not mentioning this part. Now company profile and industry profile. Industry profile you can see here. Company profile I will discuss now. Now in case of a industry profile, when you are selecting for industry project or seminar report, if you're particularly selecting some industry, you have to give brief profile of the industry, which is included its current status from which the company belongs. No, company profile, because company is coming under a certain industry. If I'm taking example of Toyota or Toyota or Hyundai or Maruti Suzuki, so that comes under automobile industry. Okay, so I have to give a brief profile of the industry and their current status. Okay, and then I'm going to move to the company profile. Now, what is your company profile? Company profile, you will easily get it from the website of that particular company. Name of the firm and company is given. Complete address along with your telephone number, email address, website name, etc. has to be mentioned. Mention whether it is a local, national or multinational company. If it is a national and multinational company, give location and address of the registered office and the geographical areas of the operation. Okay. Next is explain the nature of the organizations and its business. Now you have to explain the nature of the organization and its business, like service, productions, trading, etc. The type of the industry, business in which the company is operating. Okay, so you have to briefly give the nature of the organizations and its business. Mention specific functional area like whether it is marketing, finance, HR, logistics, okay, or it is an export import business. Okay, so anything is there, you have to mention that things. What is the company's visions and missions, product range of the company. Okay, what type of products they are producing. Okay, so what is the product range of the company, what is the organization structure, whether CEO is coming first, then you have your board of directors or board of directors and CEO of the company, then managers, each level of managers. So company's organization structure is given in the company website. What is the market share and the positions of the company in the industry. So all those details has been mentioned in your company website. But again, it is very easy to copy and paste. You go to Flipkart, you open it, you will get about us, you will get all the details related to Flipkart. But what is important part here, you are not supposed to copy and paste the whole thing. You can only copy paste the name of the company, address, telephone numbers. You can mention whether it is local, it's okay. You can give the local address and address of the registered office. But when you are going to explain the type of the organizations and its business, is what type of industry it is, what type of business they are doing, you have to write in your own words, right? Mention specific functional area, again you have to write in your own words. But again, you are not supposed to change the company's vision and missions, the product range of the company and organization structure. But you can again write in your own words what is the market share and the positions of the company in the industry. Here guys, what is the company profile, how to write it? Any doubt, please raise the questions right now. This session is not to observe, this session is mainly how to start working on your projects. I'm not getting any words, it is not mandatory. The attendance is not mandatory. Again, repeating you. Attendance is not mandatory, but it is important that how you're going to start writing your project report. Those who want to leave the classroom, they can leave the session. जिसको भी छोड़ सेशन से जाना है वो जा सकता है. It's not mandatory, again I'm saying. Please respond when we are asking something. Respond.
Ma'am, the objective was clear. We're clear.
Okay. Put share on. Just wait for a second.
Ma'am?
Khalid, what happened? Why you are coming and going? Wait, sisters.
Please, I want to confirm.
Ma'am,
Should we choose our topic ourselves, or will a topic be assigned to us?
No, you have to choose your own topic, sisters.
Okay, from the
And please don't do it as you did in the last semester. Don't do the same thing, okay? Choose your topic. You have time right now. Please choose your topic and finalize, like start working on that. You don't have much time. Final year
Okay.
students, you don't have much time. Please don't wait for the supervisor to ask you to submit the project.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay,
start
ma'am.
working on that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Tomorrow is an holiday. Start working on it. Those who have already started their work, please again review it and discuss with your like supervisor and start working on that.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay.
Tomorrow there is no class.
Tomorrow there is no class. There is a holiday, dear. Just wait for a second. Can I call you later? Ask me what. Okay. So tomorrow is a holiday. So it's a Buddha Purnima. So it's in holiday tomorrow. So there won't be any classes. And work on that. Okay. Just try that. You should complete by Saturday. Sunday. You should complete half of your task. Okay. Now we are not over yet. We have only completed the introduction part. This is a part of your first chapter, that is introduction. Okay. Now we are moving to the next chapter, which is called a review of literature. What is a review of literature? Sharon, can you please tell me like what is a review of literature?
Ma'am, to be honest, I'm kind of confused about this one. This is one of the part that I wanted you to help us to understand because I'm kind of confused
Oh,
about literature of review.
okay, okay, fine. Anjali, Anjali, what is a review of literature? Please explain, guys.
But
Anyone?
ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, but if I
Ma'am,
can say
literature
something,
review is
Yes, Khalid.
literature review is the overview on already published topics that are same as your topic.
Very good. The literature review means already. Okay, we'll discuss right now. You're Khalid. You are right. Yes. You want to say something, Sharon?
yes, ma'am, I wanted to say that literature review is about like some people who may have worked on the topic and give their opinion about it that we should mention in our literature review. Like some authors or some researchers have done some research about the specific topic that we are doing,
About this
and we
topic.
take
Very
and we take some views from them.
right. Right, Sharon. You are correct. Anjali, what you have done in your literature review? I have no idea about others. Yes.
Ma'am, I have explained about the topic, uh, about all the topics, what I've
Can you
chosen.
please share me in your in the WhatsApp, like what in the WhatsApp, share me a clip of the review of literature.
Ma'am, I don't have that in my phone.
No, no. I'm just asking you, do you have in the laptop or system? Can you please click the photographs and send it to me?
Ma'am, right now here no light and I
Okay.
can't do anything.
Okay, okay, fine. Anyone like apart from Khalid and Sharon, anyone who want to share what is a review of literature? Rahul, Shanu, Nancy, Shagun. Can I get any answer from you people?
Yes, ma'am. I had done my literature review,
Very good,
and
Farishta.
yes, ma'am.
What you have done? Can you
And
please share with me?
yes, ma'am. I can share. My topic is about customer satisfaction on mobile banking. So
Customer
I had
satisfaction on, just a second. Customer satisfaction on
mobile banking.
mobile.
Mobile banking. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, mobile wanting. Okay, I
Uh,
didn't get you exactly the last word, but it's okay.
mobile
And
banking.
banking, mobile
Yeah.
banking.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, so you have chosen
Okay.
a customer perceptions towards mobile banking. Okay,
So I had to review previous topic about this. About I find 50 topic about that exact of my topic. So I
mm-hmm.
review all of them, and I choose 20 of that,
Okay,
and 20 of that, and I had done. it is completely done my literature review.
Okay,
This
that's good.
section. Yeah,
Good, Farishta.
yeah.
If you have
About
done a
20.
very good review of literature, it's very good. Okay, most important part is the review of literature.
Yeah, most of what I had done 20, and all I read mostly about is the abstract introduction and result of that,
Okay,
and
that's good.
who did, and which year, when, and which country, in which area. These things I had to review.
That's great. That's great. Review of literature, guys. Please try to understand. Review of literature. You are not supposed to write about review of literature. Okay. Review of literature means you have to go to the study of other people, read the whole research paper, and then in your own words, briefly give the summary of that review of literature. Okay. So you have to give a brief summary of that review of literature in your study. Let us take one example. Just so, what you have to do, like as I have taken one, I have chosen. This is a review of literature. Means from where you can go to the review of literature, you can study books, journals, articles, periodicals, official gazettes, newspaper articles, etc. From anywhere you can take the review of literature. So here it is from my own study, reports and summary. Okay, if you have taken some, like you have taken something from some reports, like if I've taken some information from Economic Survey and Planning Commission, so I've written it like since this one, 6061, the CSO series on public investment in agriculture available showed a rising trend. So I'm analyzing the rising trend. So I've written it from Economic Survey. So I mentioned that period and this things, right? If I have taken some law, again it is from my own thesis. If I am taking some theory, law and hypothesis, I have to mention which hypothesis, from which hypothesis I have taken. So if it is related to Hakshaw-Ollin theory of comparative cost advantage, so I have briefly mentioned that what the Hakshaw-Ollin theory has said, because my study is related with the capital intensity or labor intensive goods. Okay, so this is the important part. Next, if I'm taking any example from articles, okay, so articles, how you're going to write accordingly, it has been pointed out that whatever is mentioned, that decline in public investment in agriculture that sat in during the 1980s would have adverse impact on the growth of agricultural output. So articles either mention in bracket the name of the author, the surname of the author, and the year of publication of that article, because I am going to give the all the details in the references. Okay, so you have to mention that from this study you have chosen, you have come across that what is like within 3 lines, because he has given his whole study in near about 10 to 15 pages. So you have to only briefly write what you needed. Okay, Kumar, or you can also choose a pattern like Kumar 1992 is the year of publications, predicted that a decrease in the share of agriculture investment in the total for the economy would cause a significant fall in agricultural GDP. If I've taken from some report of WHO, so I'm mentioning clearly. Okay, if I have taken from some like if some union health minister or any kind of ministry has said something, and where it has been published, like if I've taken this newspaper article, the Indian Express, February 23, 2021. So I have to mention all the dates as well, and I have to mention the like what Union Health Minister has said. But it should always be in my own words. Next is like ET Bureau has also given, and the name of the author has been given here. So what they have said related to the internet users, so I have mentioned in my own words. So this is how you're going to write the review of literature. Let us show you more things. If I'm thinking about this part, let me check with the or analysis of this. Okay, so see here, guys, how I've written. It's not only for 3-4 lines, but this is how the review of literature has been mentioned. Is it clear, everyone? Means in review of literature, what you have done, it is a book. Okay, so you have, if the person has written a book and from that book you have taken some you have concluded something, so you have mentioned the book of development finance is the name of the book, has estimated the dynamic relationship between the FDI shocks, economic growth and other macroeconomic variables of South Africa using structural bar model. Bar is your it is a vector autoregressive model. So he has chosen a vector autoregressive model. Means what kind of research model he has chosen, you have to mention. The study found that there is a bidirectional. So what is the study? What study they have found? Okay, what they have suggested for the future. So everything you have to mention. And again, see here from the review of literature, you can find the research gap. Most important part is what is the research gap, that the paper mainly focused on the relationship between economic growth and FDI and ignored other aspects of development. So you have to find from the review of literature, you have to find what is the research gap. Is it clear? Review of literature, we are not doing review of literature just because of to extend my report. I'm doing review of literature to find the research gap, means which area has not been covered by a particular researcher. Okay, is it clear?
Yes,
Everyone, any doubts here, please raise your questions right now, because after going back to your home, when you will start doing your work, you will forget what you will have to do. Sixters? No answer. Now let's come to the research methodology. Yes, any doubts, guys? Please raise your hand. Sharon, is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
You
you.
have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so review of literature doesn't mean that you have to write on review of literature. You have to go to the study and then you have to come to the conclusions. You have to briefly write about that particular study in a paragraph or 3 to 4 lines or 5 lines. Okay, don't extend the number of lines. It should not be beyond 8-10 lines. Okay, so you have to do it. Now let's come to the part of research methodology. See guys, chapter 3 is research methodology and it is very broad area. Research methodology will come from your review of literature. Okay, you will come across that what kind of methodology has been chosen by different researchers, what type of data has been collected, okay, what is their research questions, what is your research questions, okay, how they have measured their hypothesis, how they have tested their hypothesis. On the basis of that, you are going to come to your research methodology part. Okay, so research methodology universe, there is a research design we will discuss right now. Sampling type, there are many types of samples are there. You can see random sampling, simple stratified sampling, cluster sampling, different types of sampling types are there. So what kind of data? If it is a primary data, you should mention the sample type and the sample size, location, etc. If it is a secondary data, there should not be you should not include any kind of sampling type, because you are not collecting the primary data. Okay, so in case of a research methodology, what type of data has been there? As we have mentioned, the type of data: cross-sectional, time series, panel data. What are the instruments and tools you have used to study? Okay, what is the analytical tools? What is your hypothesis? What is your independent and dependent variables? So these independent and dependent variables comes from your review of literature, and it also comes from your the availability of the data. Means what type of data you are able to get it. Okay. So the second part is framing of the questionnaires. So on the basis of the review of literature, Khalid, yesterday I was discussing about the questionnaire. Okay, please share me your questionnaires. Okay. So based on the review of literature, you should not choose any kind of questionnaire by yourself. It should be validated. There should be reliability and validity test if you are going to collect the primary data and if you are having your questionnaire prepared by yourself. Okay, so you have to go for reliability and validity test. Okay, so you have to frame the questionnaire wherever applicable, and relevance of each question asked in questionnaire, only primary survey is needed. Constraints, what are the constraints in your study? You have to mention that. Okay, Now let's come to the part of research design. What is a research design? It is called a blueprint of your whole project or research paper. Okay, blueprint, why? Because it is going to tell you what you have to do, what are the steps which you have to follow. Just hold for a second, guys. Yeah, good evening, sir. Uh, just wait for a second. So what we are discussing about research design. So research design, as I said, it is the blueprint of your whole project report or research paper. Okay. So first of all, from the review of literature, you have to identify the research problem and the research gap, which has to be clearly and justify its selections. Next is you have to go to the previous review of literature. Clearly and explicitly, you have to specify the hypothesis. Hypothesis is your research questions. Okay, then you have to effectively describe the data. Okay, means what type of data you have to collect for which hypothesis, what is your independent variable, what is your dependent variables, what is the how you're going to measure certain variables, like if I'm talking about consumer perceptions. Khalid, I'm just asking you, what is the variable, what is the indicator you have chosen to measure the consumer perception? Khalid?
Yes, ma'am.
uh, if I'm asking you, like, what type of what is the indicator to choose your consumer perception? What indicator you have chosen?
What is the indicator to choose the consumer perception?
How you have measured consumer perception?
How I measure?
Yes, how you have measured your
Ma'am, I
consumer
can't. I
perception?
couldn't get a question clearly, ma'am.
I said how you have measured consumer perception. You have chosen consumer perception as a dependent variable, right? Beta, you have chosen consumer perception as a dependent variable. Is the voice audible?
Yes, ma'am, your voice is audible.
Sharon, what is your topic?
Ma'am, my topic is about system. Ma'am, just give me 1 minute.
Okay. Now come guys here. Then you have to describe the method of analysis. Now you come to this part, research methodology. Guys, always mention that what type of research methodology you are using, whether it is a quantitative research, qualitative, descriptive, or analytical research, based on the purpose of the study. Okay, so this quantitative research, descriptive research, analytical research are mainly from the past, facts and figures. Okay, but qualitative research is mainly for your present. where the numbers are not included, but the categories has been given. I'm not going to discuss much about it, but I will share one file with you people so that you should know what is a qualitative and what is a quantitative research and what is different types of research methodology are there. Okay, applied research, fundamental, exploratory, conclusive, survey, case study. Whatever is your research methodology, you have to specify in your research methodology part. Okay, so let me check here from my own study. I'm again taking here, just putting it research methodology. Okay, so see here, I have written a very simple thing about your research methodology, that the study is based on secondary data collected from various government sources. This one, okay, publications, these are the sources of the research methodology. But again, remember that research methodology, I also have to include whether it is a descriptive study, whether it is an analytical study, or whether it is a quantitative research, whether it is an exploratory or conclusive research. So these are different types of research methodology which we have to mention in our study. Okay, is it clear? I will share you the file so that you can identify what type of research you are doing. Okay, now comes to the data reductions, presentations, and analysis. This whatever the data you have collected from primary sources or secondary sources, you have to first reduce the data. Means you have to reduce the data means you have to include more of graphs, tables, charts, diagrams. Okay, so that we can reduce the data, raw data, and it should be present. We have to present in our chapters. Like if I have taken this FDI inflows, you can see after this one, I have reduced my data after review of literature. I have started giving a graph to reduce my data. This clearly shows that the growth rate of FDI inflows in India. Okay, then I've taken this pie chart again to mention what is the sector-wise compositions. Okay, so you have to either make tables, graphs, charts, diagrams, and reductions of data is something also different. Like we can, if we are having a factor analysis, so we have collected lots of data and a lot of indicators. From that indicators, the factor analysis is going to choose certain types of indicators, and then they are going to reduce other parts. They are going to eliminate other data. So there are many data reduction techniques are very there are different types of data reduction techniques which we are not discussing here. Then you have to present and analysis. Your presentation and analysis are there. So this chapter will include the decodifications of data. You have to classify the data, tabulate the data, applications of the analytical tools. Means whatever the analytical tools you have used. Like in my study, I've taken a descriptive, because this is a descriptive and analytical study from the past studies. Okay, past facts. So what happens, I've written a descriptive and analytical study, so you have to mention those things here. Proper titles, legends, like as we are talking about this simple of this pie chart. Let us take this pie chart. So I have given a proper legends. I've also mentioned the source from where I've collected the data. Okay, I've properly mentioned that this is figure 2 and this is the sector wise compositions I mentioned. I've given the proper item because this is a pie chart, so it is in a percentage form. Then if I'm talking about this part, this graph, okay, so I've mentioned the proper legend. Legend is given here growth rate. So what I have done, I have taken the growth rate. I mentioned the percentage over here because growth rate is always percentage. I have taken the year in the x-axis, and then I have drawn this line graph. Okay, so this is how you have to properly give the titles, region, scale, source, etc. in each diagram. Okay, now come to the fifth chapter. Fifth chapter is nothing but because you people are doing some research type of thing and product reports. You have taken the prepared the questionnaire. Okay, so based on that, you are going to interpret the data. Means interpretations of the data means whatever the statistical tools, whether you chosen a regression analysis, you have chosen a correlations, you have chosen any kind of models. Okay, so whatever the methodology you have chosen and utilizing with the help of this SPSS or Stata, you have choose this software to analyze your data. Okay, so what will happen? What you have to do? You have to come to the conclusions. Means now you have to interpret the results. Let me show you one example. How to choose this one? Just a second. This is from my own thesis. So let me take. I've taken the panel data here. I'm doing the region wise analysis, and this is the assumptions. Let me take my own paper. Just a second. You have a clear idea. Clear methods means what you have to do. So this is one of my paper which has been published, which has been published in Scopus. So I just want to show you something related to data interpretation part. Students, do you have any doubts here? You can please ask right now. Yes, students.
No, ma'am.
Okay, guys, this is one of my paper which has been published last year in a journal called Journal of Advanced Research in Dynamics and Control Systems. So this is a Scopus journal, one of the reputed journals. So here I have estimated the employment elasticity of growth in MSME sector of India. Okay, so this is a part of my thesis. So I published this paper and I will show you what is the data interpretations. So guys, this is certain thing. This is my dependent variable which I have taken, that is our employment elasticity of output. So I have taken a region-wise analysis. So I have taken different states and I have taken different elasticity. Okay, so as I'm asking, as I was asking Khalid, like what is your indicator for consumer perception? So always you have to choose a dependent variables indicator to measure something, right? This is in not clearly mentioned. The data interpretation was not clearly given here because I haven't used one data. Just a second. This is one. This is another paper which was published in Scopus. In that, yeah. This is an empirical paper. Totally empirical means we have given a region-wise analysis of export performance of MSME sector and its determinants. So now I have measured the determinants here. So see here, what research methodology I have used. The study is descriptive and analytical nature based on secondary data. Okay, so I mentioned the time period. What is my dependent variable? What is my independent variables? Now, export intensity is my dependent variable here, and this is the data collections from wherever I have collected my data. So it was secondary data collected from 4 census of MSMEs. I mentioned this one. limitation of my study. Limitation of the study is not the limitation of that whole topic. It is limitations of my study. As I mentioned here, that to estimate the export performance of all India MSMEs, the study is limited from 1990 to 91 to 2011 and 12. Okay, so why there is a limitations? Because to empirically calculate the region-wise export intensity of MSMEs firm, the study is limited to 2006-7 because the data is not available beyond 2006-7. Therefore, I have taken only the period of 1991 to 2011-12 where I got a time series data. Now, what is an interpretation? Data interpretation and analysis means I have analyzed this data. So this is only a simple indicator which I have chosen. Now you can come to this part of data interpretations. I'm just coming to this part. Yes, this is the model which I have chosen. The empirical framework and the model I have chosen was the Tobit model. So this is one we are putting all the data in some software. Okay, we choose the model from the review of literature, which is going to be best fit in our our research. We have found this kind of data interpretations. Okay, now we have to interpret this data. Whatever the software is going to give us, we have to clearly interpret those data in our analysis part. So in this analysis, I have clearly mentioned what factor is going to give me, which is the determinant factor to measure the export intensity of the MSME sector. Okay, so this is how you have to write the research methodology and you have to interpret the data. Is it clear, everyone? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now you are coming. The last part is coming. The last part, that is chapter 6, is related with your summary and conclusions. So in the summary and conclusions, you have to briefly explain the result of your study. Means whatever the data I have choose, whatever the data interpretations I have done, I have mentioned in a very short form. Like I have taken 2 regions over here because my data, the study is very limited. So I have written within a 1-2 paragraph. I have written what are my findings and what is the conclusions of my study. So this is, you have to write the results of whole study. What is the limitations? As yes.
Ma'am, can you please come to the chapter 5? I didn't take one things at the end.
Okay. Yes, here it is.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So then you have to mention what is the limitations of the study. So as I said, what is the terms of data insufficiency as mentioned in my study, that it is limited to 2006-7 because data is available till 2006-7. Okay. Then what is the time period? What is the expertise constraint? What are the other constraints of my study? Not the limitations of MSMEs, not the limitations of export performance of MSMEs. Okay, so it is limitations of my study. Next is what is the recommendations, suggestions, and conclusions? Means what I can recommend it from my own study. Okay, what suggestions I can give to the government or the industry owners or the business owners, and what is, and briefly I have to cover the findings and of the study, which is clearly stated in the objectives. Okay, so I have to justify that whatever the research questions I have developed, whatever the hypothesis I have developed, I have clearly mentioned those things and I have completed my whole study. And then you have to, the last one is scope for the future study. Is some indicators, some areas. Suppose let us take a very simple example that I have covered only Delhi NCR region. Okay, so I can include that in the future. I can take the study for the whole India level. Okay, suppose let us take that I have studied like on the basis of secondary data. So in the future, I can go for a primary data to have a clear picture of that. So this is the scope of your future study. Okay, is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now guys, see here. This is the content page. Okay, specification of the conceptual framework, because now I think so this time you have to submit your online project report. So you have to choose A4 size instead of hard binding. You have to submit the soft copy. The chaptering should be like this one: space specifications, page number should be written, normal body text. So you have to follow all those steps. So this is the title page. Okay. So this is the okay. Most important part which I have left is the bibliography. So the bibliography should be in APA formats. Okay. So you have to write the journal author's name, author's surname first, comma A. My first name is Anusuya. So A dot year of publication of the paper, then the title of the article which I have mentioned, it should be in double inverted comma. Then you have to write the name of the journal, the volume of the journals. Okay, so you can see here this one. If I'm taking this paper, you can see this is the title of my paper. There are two different persons who are included in my study. I am the first author. The second author is my supervisor. Okay. I have written the name of the journal is this one, Journal of Critical Review. The volume is 7, issues number is 11, 2020 is publication year, and this is the ISSN number. Okay. So this is how you have to write your, but this is a pattern of writing the whole bibliography in APA format. Okay. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Any doubts? Any doubts?
Yes.
Please
No.
raise. Okay. Abdul Nasim, contact me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Khalid, I will send you all students. I will share you are under my supervisions. I will share in the in your classroom regarding DBA students. Please give me your names so that I can share the PPT with you and also the format of this project report. Okay. And apart from that, Sixters, Ibrahim. So uh, please be in touch with me so that I can share the notes with you. Okay.
Okay, Mama.
PPT
Okay,
with you.
ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, we have
ma'am.
from MCOM class that please share for us also.
Sure, Farishta. Please remind me because there are lots of other faculties like Rashi ma'am, Sapna ma'am, and Anil sir and Rao sir. Supervision students are also coming under. Pardon, Samad. Yes, Sayed. What you said? Ahmad, what you said?
Ma'am, what's the last date of our submitting of our project report?
There you have to submit as soon as possible. I don't know the last date. Please confirm it from Sapna ma'am. Okay. The second important part is from 15th onwards. The
Okay.
final semester examinations will be there. 15th of June onwards. So before that, you have to submit your. Before that, I mean to say, before 5th of June, you can submit your work. Okay. So before 5th of June, you have to submit your work.
Ma'am, are we
Okay,
writing our
ma'am.
exams online?
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
my
Thank you,
project
ma'am.
is almost done. I'm going to share it with you.
Share with me, Japar. You haven't shared the topic even. Okay. So if you are not sharing the topic, I cannot sign in your
I
project.
will share it with you, ma'am.
Yes, share, and whatever we have discussed today, please first modify, go through it, and then share. Don't share like whatever you have done because you haven't discussed with me. And rest of the students, please, it's your role to discuss with your supervisors. Whatever I've given you, whatever the format I've shared with you, I will share with you. Please discuss with your supervisor related to the topic, objectives, the methodology part, and then proceed further. Okay?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am,
Yes,
we are
Sayed.
not giving response from getting response from the NIO exam form desk. So how can we know that our exam form is reached to them?
Have you submitted to your class coordinator?
No, just we've submitted at the email that Rahul sir mentioned on WhatsApp group.
So WhatsApp group, or like to whom you have to submit? Has he mentioned that thing? Has
Sorry,
he mentioned?
ma'am, I didn't get.
Has he mentioned where you have to submit your exam forms?
Yeah. He mentioned an email address, then we submitted through that.
Guys,
Ma'am, are we writing our exams online?
yeah, this time online, Ibrahim, but you are in the fourth semester, so it will take some time. Okay, now at least like it is mainly for the final semester students whose examinations will be conducted in the month of June, mid of June. So they have to submit their exam forms till tomorrow. I think so. Tomorrow is the last date of submission, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Please do it as soon as
26th
possible.
is the last.
26th is tomorrow, Kharif. Okay, so tomorrow is 26th. So please submit your examination form as soon as possible without any delay. Regarding any doubts related to your exam forms, please contact either Sapna ma'am or Rahul sir. Okay, so they are the right person to give you the details. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay,
Thank you.
guys, all the best, and
Let
let's.
me write your name on the chat box.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's okay,
Thank
dear,
you,
no
ma'am.
issue because attendance is not mandatory as I said. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Only final year
Okay,
students.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.